Let me ask you something. When was the last time you persuaded anyone of anything? Think about it. Maybe you persuaded your partner to go somewhere, or maybe you persuaded yourself to start a new habit. Whatever it was always about sales, every single time. Whether consciously or subconsciously, we always sell because life is sales. And in this video, I want to talk about 6 areas of life that were influenced, massively influenced by the mastery of sales. Now, let me introduce myself. My name is Arslan. I'm the founder of Socratic Sales, and I'm a guy from Central Asia who, in the last few years, I've been closing multi 4- and 5-figure deals internationally and also helped hundreds of business owners to do the same with their high-ticket offers by using the Socratic sales system, just by understanding humans, how they work, how they think, and how their brain works. Now, maybe like you can think about sales like, okay, I was thinking, okay, sales, it's just okay, I'm gonna make some money, and I thought about it just as a tool, just as a, side hustle. But I was absolutely wrong, completely wrong, yeah, because it's changed these 6 areas of my life, and it will change yours, yeah. And as an entrepreneur, you must learn and you must become a master in sales, yeah, because being a master in sales will change every single area of your life, yeah. And let's talk about it, yeah. First, we have obviously we have communication, because our life is just all about communication, yeah. We get things through communication. Like whatever you want from this life, you get it through communication, through interaction, through just talking to people, yeah. And it's not about being an extrovert or being an introvert, yeah. It doesn't matter, yeah. Actually, being an introvert is even better for a sales guy. Why? Because what extrovert does, you're just talking nonstop, just mumbling, and just talking doesn't make you a great communicator. Yeah, there are many people, like these people. They're just talking all the time, but does it make them a great communicator? Yeah, you know the answer. So being able to communicate, but the introvert, yeah, okay, they don't talk a lot, but when they talk, they're not talking just for the sake of talking. They're actually talking for the specific purpose, yeah. And when an introvert masters sales, like he learns how to listen. He's not talking when you don't need to talk, because like in sales, what like the number one rule, what kills a sale? Talking and not letting your prospect talk, yeah. An introvert will knows this, like, and he will make a great job, yeah, literally. Now, communication, like in sales, it is, there are so many, sales is a group of skills, and you have many different sub skills that must be mastered. And we're not talking about scripts, yeah. We're not talking about handling objections in, for example, 120 objections in 60 seconds. Yeah, it's not about that, yeah. Right now, we're just talking about, okay, communication, interacting with people, getting what you want, actually listening, yeah, to them. And the next thing is going to be very important. It's going to be, I will call it internal certainty, yeah, but let's just put it internal, yeah, certainty. Now, what is internal certainty? Yeah, you can say, okay, confidence, but it's not really about confidence, because sometimes you can fake confidence, but what you can't fake is the internal certainty like that you have inside of you. It means that if you master sales, like you don't really like, nothing in this world, like the outside world, can affect your internal, your internal balance. So what do I mean by that? Like, every single time you're gonna be rejected. Yeah, they'll tell you, please stop, don't do that, don't send this email. You're gonna get rejected hundreds of times. But this sales, like, an average person would say, oh, okay, like, they'll take it personally. But salespeople and people who learn sales or who mastered sales, they don't take anything, personally. Okay, they got a feedback. Okay, this is a lesson. What can I learn from it? Okay, they rejected. They told me go fuck off, yeah? But what can I learn from this? How can I make maybe my, maybe something was wrong. Maybe just the person is not in the mood. Who knows? You don't know, yeah? You don't know the circumstances. You don't know the situation of that person, like personal. Who knows? Yeah. But anyway, you can always learn from every single rejection and get better and better and better and better. And the most important thing, nothing will affect your internal, literally your internal balance. Yeah. You're not getting emotional. You are accepting and you're moving forward. Yeah. It's gonna help you everywhere. Like, maybe you want to start a second business, maybe you want to, whatever you want to do, you're going to get rejected. Yeah. Maybe you want to approach someone, you're going to get rejected. Yeah. In sales, mastery in sales will literally make you a bulletproof, yeah, person. Now, the third one. And again, look, we have two areas and we're not talking about money. Yeah, we're not talking about money yet. Third one is relationships. Now, you see, we're not talking about money because you can't buy relationships. It doesn't, like, money is not in the first three areas. Yeah, money is the least interesting part of sales. I'm telling you. Yeah, because you can't buy competence. You can't buy your internal certainty. You can't buy relationships. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're a trillionaire. Yeah. Of course, maybe, like, they would like to talk to you because you're a trillionaire, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So, relationships. What do you learn or what do you master is listening. When you master sales, you listen. And what people love, they love to be heard. They want to be heard. Yeah. That's the That's the, you know, like people, like they crave that. They crave that. Yeah. And there's a huge difference. You may think people, okay, people, they listen all the time. But by mastering sales, you're not just listening, you're actively listening. Yeah. And there's a huge difference between listening and active listening. Because active listening is not just, okay, I get the words, okay. You're actually trying to understand the why. You're trying to understand the person in front of you, the archetype. Yeah. You are not just, listening to the words, you're listening to the tonality. Because if tonality and the words don't match, we as humans, we subconsciously trust the nonverbal part of it. Yeah, but that's another story. Yeah, you can comment if you would like to see the video about this. But people will they just can you imagine, like, you're not just thinking about, oh, this person doesn't understand me. Now you're thinking from a different perspective. You're thinking, oh, what kind of person is this? Yeah, because there are different archetypes. Yeah, according to Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist, like literally the father of modern psychology after Sigmund Freud. Like, there are different archetypes. Yeah, and you have to be able, like, you have to adapt depending on the person. Yeah, and it doesn't mean being fake. Yeah, and trying to, like, fit in. It's not about that. It's about understanding the person in front of you. Yeah, and not saying, oh no, this person doesn't understand me, or this person thinks this way, that's why he won't buy from me. No, adapting all the time. Yeah, and again, relationships. It just opened so many doors for me just because of sales. Yeah, because I wasn't afraid of approaching anyone, and, like, people will, like, knowing people will open more opportunities for you, because every single conversation is an opportunity. Yeah, you never know how many doors it can open for you. Cool. Next thing. Yeah, this one. Yeah, I have to talk about this. I have. Dating. Like, oh my gosh. Before, I was just always trying to be liked. Ah, Machiavelli said it's better to be feared than loved. And I'm not talking about manipulation or anything. I'm actually talking about understanding the person in front of you. Again, it is connected to relationships, but it's a little bit different dynamic. Yeah. You are literally, like, you understand that you are pretty much, you're not chasing anyone. Yeah. And you understand that, okay, you can actually create great relationships. Yeah, like in terms of dating. But again, by listening, by asking good questions, asking right questions, understanding the person in front of you, everything. But the most important part is you just literally, you are not trying to be liked. Yeah, and you're not chasing. That's the most important part, that the sales mastery is showing you. Yeah, and you can get rejected. That's also fine. Yeah, that's the most important part. you can get rejected, and that's fine. Yeah, because that's just how sales work, and you'll think, okay, that's how everything works. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Now the next thing, obviously, now we're talking about money. Yeah. Now we have negotiations. Now let me give you an example. Person A comes and okay, they're negotiating, and he says, okay, 80 grand, whatever. Yeah. Now, first of all, the first person who says the price loses most of the time. Yeah. But the person B first gathers information. Yeah. And by knowing that, yeah, maybe you like, because there are business owners, but they're not good at sales. Yeah. They're not good at sales. So just by not understanding the sales process, they're losing so many deals. Yeah. Just losing so many deals. Now, the person B, he's just asking questions, trying to understand and get more information. Yeah. And knowledge is just power. Yeah. Knowledge is power. And when you're asking questions, the billionaire, actually, the CEO of Oracle, Larry, he said that when the knowledge compounds, do not interrupt. Yeah. Do not interrupt. Let it compound. So when you're asking questions, you're getting more information, you're getting more knowledge, you're getting more leverage. And in negotiations, the only leverage that you have is literally the knowledge and information. Yeah. And in sales, it's the same thing. The only leverage that we have is the information, the knowledge about the prospect, the business situation, anything. Yeah. Now, without that, we don't have any leverage. Can you imagine? Because we're trying to help the person, we're trying to help the prospect. If you don't have any information, how are you going to help them? Yeah, you can just hop on a call or hop on a meeting and just tell them, oh, we do this, we do this, we do that. It costs 5 grand. Who is going to work with you? You know? And you know, this people like, oh, that's another story. The whole script ideas where, you know, people, influencers, they just tell you, oh, use this script and you'll close hundreds of thousands of dollars. Or if they give you this objection in your negotiations or on a sales call, this is how I handle them. Yeah, in 60 seconds. You can't script any conversation because people can feel that. Can you imagine again, if we come back to dating stuff, some dating guys telling you, say this, say that, ask this, she'll love you. Do you think it's gonna happen? Can you imagine you're asking the same questions every single person without understanding the archetype, without listening, without looking, without analyzing their emotions, their emotional states, their body language? Yeah, we always come back to the first principles. Yeah. The CEO of NVIDIA said, I always come back to the first principles. It's not about the script, it's not about fancy frameworks, tactics. It's all about the first principles. Yeah. There are different, like, again, we're gonna be talking about this in a different video, but the sixth one, yeah, is literally, that's just, man, this is so important, yeah. EQ. Again, these areas, they're connected to each other. Yeah, we cannot just take one and just remove another one. Yeah, but the EQ, it is absolutely a game changer. Yeah, it's just a game changer. Yeah. Now, EQ is everywhere. Yeah, it's just everywhere in communication, internal certainty, relationships, dating, negotiations, everywhere. Now, what is EQ? EQ is literally, if you think about IQ, it's just emotional IQ. Yeah. And just simply, it's about managing yourself and managing other people. Their emotions, their mood swings, there's, whatever their circumstances, and yourself. Because if you don't understand yourself, you won't understand other people. Yeah. And being able to, being aware of your own like emotional state and actually analyzing it from the third perspective and then actually, managing that, that's a superpower. It's a superpower, I'm telling you. 90% of people, they're not even aware of that. Yeah. Because everything is controlling us all the time, all the environment, social media, everything that we have. Now, this will, like, it just belongs to everything. Yeah. It's so important. Yeah. And now the managing other people, again, relationship, your business partners, your friends, and your prospects, of course. Yeah. Now, I just wanted to talk about this topic, yeah, in terms of not just, okay, making money, that's cool, yeah, but other areas of life that are interconnected with each other. Yeah, everything's connected. And if you think about it, it's just like, it's just the top of the iceberg. Yeah. And in this channel, we're gonna be just diving into the deeper topics. Yeah. Because it's not about, again, it's not about the scripts. We're not using any scripts at all. Yeah. It's actually about understanding that ancient philosophy, psychology, our human nature, everything about sales, we like people knew that like thousands of years ago. That's the crazy part of it. We don't need any of this, fancy frameworks or scripts, yeah, from these influencers. You don't need that. It's all about the first principles. Yeah. Our human nature, our human brain, how it functions. Yeah. If you like this video, please subscribe and you can comment. Yeah. Appreciate your any feedback, any comments, anything. Yeah. We're getting started. My name is Arslan. This is Socratic Sales. See you in the next one.